Evening, people. Welcome to BNR. It's the instant match reaction. PSV 3, Liverpool 2. It started all right. We went 2-1 ahead. And then it went a bit pear-shaped. But the lineup was a bit pear-shaped as well. At times, seeing the shape and the structure and the formation looked a bit pear-shaped as well. But it was all about being a bit pear-shaped today. Because when you make about a million pair type of changes, you look like a pair, don't you? But there was some decent performances as well, but some actually look like a pair. I should stop using the word pair now, but here we are. It's one of those nights that the result didn't matter. I think the manager kind of admitted it as well. It was all about flooding some youngsters in, giving them the experience as well. But yeah, it was a night of just relaxing and watching a bit of football. It would have been nice to win the game, let's be honest. But I think the four teams have been confirmed that we could draw at a later stage. The benefit of Liverpool finishing in the top 8 was that the second leg is at the mighty Anfield under the
Yeah.
lights. But let's just stick with it today. We lost 3-2. The lineup, Gene, obviously it was doing the rounds on the social media platforms as well, since Arne Slot decided to take the kids to Holland. But there was still some surprises today, and I think one of the biggest surprises today was having Shimikas and Robertson on the same pitch. But
100%.
your general thoughts about tonight, and what did you make of it?
Look, have some general thoughts. Like you mentioned, it was a game that we ran in the changes, and when you practically changed the whole team and some players playing out of position, there's always going to be some issues. Somebody going to be get caught out at times. PSV, sorry. They're a decent side, especially at home. They've done pretty well in their league, the top of the league, I think, as well. So it was never going to be easy. But I thought we played well at the start. If I'm honest, I thought we controlled them. They didn't really create anything. You look at the lineup. We had Robbo playing centre back. We had Kwanzaa. Then you've got the kids. I thought Morton would have started in the midfield, and probably Endo at centre back. That's one place where I thought, Morton might have started in the midfield, Endo at centre back, and Robbo probably played out wide, or Simikas. I was expecting Elias, Chiesa, Gakpo. I know, obviously, when the team news came out, we knew that Nunes wasn't going to start because of illness. But all in all, Asim, look, we knew before the game we were going to finish, first or second. We've still finished top. I know there is the possibility that we can play PSG in the next round or two. In the next round, obviously, if they was to win their playoff game and then the draw, and it worked out that they were going to play us. But all in all, obviously, look, we're going to try and speak about the game as well. But generally speaking, it was a standard sort of game for us. Yes, I would have loved to win, like you mentioned, but there was some performances out there I was pleased with. Chiesa being one of them. Some performances that maybe there's some work needs to be done on certain players. But yeah, look, you just started on.
Yeah. Did they look like the Dutch champions to you?
Not really, Asim. I wasn't really especially in the first half. We're playing our second string squad players. I expected more from them, especially in the first half, because the first 40 before they scored their 2 goals, we were really comfortable. We didn't really give anything away, and yeah, it was a game I expected a bit more. But then we saw the them then on the goal. We saw a bit of class from Bakayoko, the way he cut inside, put our defenders on the floor, and it was a beautiful finish from him. So he was always going to be their biggest threat. He's a player that I'm sure that we've mentioned in the past. Well, people have mentioned in the past that we were linked to. He never really got his move, but that's a performance where you probably think there'll be teams around Europe thinking he's a player that might suit their team, and then you might eventually get his move. What about you? What are your thoughts and initial thoughts on the actual lineup itself and how it sort of played out?
I think we played like we made a million changes. But I agree with you. I think we controlled them. They didn't look like, the reason why I ask you the question is, did they look like the Dutch champions? And I know it's not the best of leagues in terms of the standard of play, but I thought Liverpool were looking really good. But there was a moment in the game, and the guys who probably like Harvey Elliott in the left sort of space in midfield, we will say he got his second goal from there. But I thought we looked a much better team when Harvey Elliott was playing the right side of midfield. or the right side of Endo. But I don't know why he changed it after around about 20, 25 minutes. Maybe he thought we needed to get a bit of a more of a stronghold in the game where you'd have like McConnell playing the more box to box, the boss to boss like type of role, and then Harvey Elliott doing the more combinations, putting his studs on the ball and making play. So I see what he was doing with that, but the way there was 15, 20 minutes where I thought Harvey Elliott was picking up a bit of space
He
between the
was.
lines and he was making us, click. But maybe he just thought we won't find it, or PSV were sort of getting on to the fact that we were trying to make that ball, and they reacted to that, and he wanted more of a ball player in that area. Hence why I stopped him. But I thought we looked a much better side, and I don't like Harvey Elliott on the left of midfield, because I just don't find it a left-footed player on playing the left footer. If it's happening on the wing, if it was Manchester United 1992 or 1995 with Ryan Giggs and all these guys, but football has changed now. When you see someone a left footer playing there, it just doesn't look natural. It's so weird. It's so weird. The way they turn inside, if you're coming inside, you're on your weaker foot. It feels like they only have one way to go. But it is what it is. I'm not going to be too critical of Arnie Slow or the team, because it was one of those nights. How do you expect this team with so many changes have synchrony? It's just not going to happen. I think they did as well as they could, but yeah, the team did surprise me, especially the Robertson, our left back, centre back. I don't think he did too bad, if I'm all honest.
Even though a few really good balls, man.
Early on, early on. But I'm gonna go to there's a message I starred. These are the 4 teams that we could get, Gene. PSG, Benfica, Monaco, and Brest. We all like a bit of Brest, don't we?
Chicken breast, yeah.
Brest,
yeah, but you're a Thai guy, man. And I'm a Lata. Legs.
Listen, I just said we all like a bit of Brest. I won't mind a bit of Brest in the next round.
Yeah, true. Yeah, look, Asim, them 4 teams. Obviously, ideally, you want to avoid PSG, don't you? You want to, as long as we get any of the other 3, I'll take that. Even though Benfica are a decent side, we have we have yeah, it had to be a teak, but now I have to really behave. Yeah, but look at the teams that were in for PSG. Look, obviously you want to avoid them, as I mentioned. They're a really good side. We saw them against in the last game, against Man City. 2-0 down to come back and win 3-2. It's always going to. You want to try to avoid that team, don't you? You want to get aside especially in the round of 16. Get one easy time, move on to the last 8 quarterfinal, and then you can really start looking. So it's important. But look, the draw is the draw.
Yeah, I think we'd be unlucky. Sarib says PSG domestically unbeaten, and they looked a really good side against Manchester City. I know Manchester City really struggle with teams really getting aggressive with them recently anyway. But I thought PSG, doesn't matter, even if it's a poor PSG side, they'll always feel like they've still got good technical players in the side.
Of course.
And the way and Atik says PSG concerns me. A lot of the people who have not watched PSG this season will have seen the last game against Manchester City, and I think that's why they're more concerned about PSG. But I think Liverpool would be unlucky to get a side like PSG, having coasted throughout the Champions League campaign so far, Gene.
Yeah, look, obviously, Asim, you don't want them. They've got players that can hurt you. Barcola, Dembele, Vitinha. There's so many players. They've still got quality. They've just signed Kvaratskhelia, whatever you want to call him. Yeah, him as well. So that is a frightening 3. And they're really good players. And I've always loved Vitinha. I think he's a fantastic player. Brian Ruiz, their Mendes at left back, Marquinhos, Donnarumma. These are world renowned names that have played at the highest level. They've been played at the Champions League for many, many, many years. They know how to win. Going away to Paris is always difficult. But look, they're not the same team when they used to have the likes of Mbappe, but they're still a top side. End of the day, I think the round of 16, you want to try to avoid them. So if I don't get them, bring anybody on. Obviously, if we got them, look, it is what it is. We'll still, we'll go for anybody. Especially with the second leg at Anfield. Second leg at Anfield in a European tie, bring on anyone. I'm not too fussed, but You know, it is what it is. What are your thoughts? Obviously, look, I know the other sides, Benfica, Brest, and who's the other
Yeah.
one?
Monaco. I don't know much about them.
Monaco, right? I'll take it. Look, them not. You know, I'll take them all day long. Yeah, I think we beat them comfortably. Um, but you look at the draw, Asim, and you think, you know what? It is. I think if it was Arsenal, I've probably gone easier route from what I'd seen in the last 16. That's what Jake was telling me anyway. Guys, I'll be honest. I'll put my hands up. I don't have a clue how this draw works. Um, I know there's 2 games that are going to be played. Then there's going to be a draw as to 2 or 3 games. Then there's going to be a draw as to who we're going to get.
Mm.
So it'll be interesting to see who we get.
I didn't even bother doing any research into this draw. I thought I just bank on is someone just explaining it to me every time we win a game. Okay, what are the next options? And before I came on, I just saw these 4 options on Twitter: PSG, Benfica, Brest, and Monaco. And I'll take anyone bar PSG if I'm honest. But nice to see a few Arsenal fans. Maybe they should be busier trying to get that bid in accepted for Watkins, but it's not going to happen because Duran is going off to Saudi and Watkins is staying at Villa. Maybe they want someone called Darwin Nunes. Alamin's in the chat, Gene. He's been telling me Arsenal need a transition striker. And he actually said today he'd take Nunes over Duran. But that's another conversation. But nice to see him in the chat. Anyway, tell me about. Let's go through some individual performances. We'll start with Federico Chiesa. He's a popular member in the squad already, judging by the team, judging by on and off the pitch, that inside Anfield that we get, inside training we get. It feels like he's got a lot of respect and people want him to do well. And I think the feeling amongst the fan base and the players is mutual, Gene. But today, I think he showed glimpses. And I think we have to use the right words here because a lot of fans would say, oh, you're chatting rubbish. You're just overhyping him because you want him to do well. But I think the moments that he showed that there's a real player here. There's a player who's got a lot of quality, but he just needs to stay fit and get fitter.
That's the key with Chiesa. That's him get fit and stay fit. And we all know that there is an unbelievable talent there. He is a quality footballer, and just the way he strikes the ball in the games that he's come on, you've seen that this guy is a difference maker, and that's the key word. Asim, I genuinely believe that if this guy stays fit, he will be a difference maker, and he will have his moment. This season, he will get his moment. The way Darwin Nunes got his moment a couple of weeks ago, got them goals. Chiesa will get his moment. But yeah, look, a lot of people have said, they preferred him on the left. At the start of the season when we signed him, what did I say? I said, Asim, he hasn't come to take Salah's position. He's come for Gakpo and Diaz's. Because I just felt this guy's always do well coming inside because he's got such a sweet right foot. And every time he strikes the ball correctly. He's got the power. He's got the pace. And and today I saw the work rate in him. He was running up and down, especially in the first half. You saw a different sort of Chiesa where over the last few weeks, yes, he might have got them shots and might have had a few chances, but the physicality of the game, being able to get up and down the pitch is really important, especially playing for the slot side. You have to put in the effort. And he's about getting his fitness, and he got decent minutes today. If we can keep him fit for the next 4 or 5 months, if he can just give us that will make a huge difference to this Liverpool team. That will make a huge difference for this Liverpool team because the talent is there. Look, there isn't a Liverpool. I'm not going to lie to him. There isn't a Liverpool player that I want to work. I'm dying. Yeah. I want this lad to succeed more than anything because you know me. I've always had this affiliation with Chiesa. I've always liked him. I know everybody's going to say, yeah, you wanted to throw 100 million at Wharton, but a few years ago, I was willing to spend 100 million on Chiesa when we
I can pay minister to that and say Gene's favorite player was one of his favorite players. You're a bit of an Italian fan as well. Then you become an whoever wins the Euros or the World Cup suddenly becomes. Well, I can tell you he was a Chiesa fan, especially after that mental Euros he had. And he was Italian's hot boy, wasn't he? On and off the pitch. But I agree with you, Gene, with you, man. I saw there's one player that you really want him to do because you can see the smile, the way the day he walked through the doors at Liverpool. There's a real urge, like enthusiasm to do well. And even when he's on the sidelines, on the bench, when someone scores, it became a bit of a meme recently, hasn't it? Like Elliot scores or Cody scores or anybody scores. But when you look at the celebrations, if you I won't watch the footage, it feels like, or it looks like Chiesa has scored, but it just shows you the man, isn't it? It's like he's happy for his teammates, and when he gets a moment, the teammates make sure he's felt the same, he feels the same. But in terms of his performance on the pitch today, again, I stress it was glimpses of quality, and you can see the sharpness coming back. And I agree with you. I saw 30 seconds of him on the left-hand side again today. I know he had a bit of a cameo in the last game as well on the left-hand side, but I think when he reaches the not pinnacle, but his top fitness levels that he can get at the moment, Gene, then I can see him play more on the right as well. Sarib goes, look, he's not going to get Cody Gakpo's position, but he's got more chance of getting Cody's position than Mohamed Salah's position. Let's be honest. Cody's been absolutely unbelievable. So, but Salah is Salah. But I don't mind, because I think this guy can get shifts, whether it's the right, whether it's the left, or even down the center, especially when you consider the role of the striker in an Arne Slot system, what it's required of him, where you need technical ability, you need a bit of connecting ability as well, and you need a goal. And I think he's got that, especially if he gets fit. He can play back to goal. But on the second half, I saw him play on the left when he was cutting inside. He nutmegged one. He had a bit of a shift. Got a shift. He was getting up and down that wing, like you touch on. And but I was frustrated in a way as well, Gene, where there was a few moments in the second half that I wanted him to get the ball. He created that isolation on the wing.
There was one that Morton
shot.
Morton chance. There was another one. Yeah. I remember it.
And then he showed his frustration as well. And then he thought, oh, shit, these are youngsters that I'm played with. He gave McConnell a bit of shit, and then he gave him a thumbs up as well.
I saw that.
Keep on going, James, keep on going. But it shows you how smart he is. He wants the ball, and he's also encouraging you. But I wanted him to get more of the ball, because I want to see it. You see a player, but you just want him to get more of the ball, because I tweeted that he could be on one leg, Gene, but there's some players that are chance magnets and are there at the right place. Maybe Darwin Núñez as well, especially last season, not so much this season, where the chances on the situations come to you, even though you don't sort of finish him. But I think if you keep someone arriving at the moment and get fitter, then we have a player. But like you say, if you've got that option on the bench, then it's only going to benefit Liverpool, isn't it? But we've got another exclusive, not through ourselves, but through this lad here, Heto Hogia. So I'm going to give you the translation, and then you're going to elaborate. Heto is done. Is that your name today, Avi?
Yeah, look, I've been very reliable. Asim, I was reliable about Darwin Núñez on Saturday coming on second half. I was reliable 24 hours before about Chiesa starting the game. And I'm very, very confident. I'm 90% confident about Jarell Heto. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. I saw bits of the game, actually. I know I said to you guys I was very busy. I was driving back and forth in the city today. I did watch a glimpse of it. Federico Chiesa, very good. That I'm hearing reports. I did see the second half, but running, didn't have any issues. I thought when he got clipped on the ankle for the penalty, I thought, here we go. He's probably going to come off with a metatarsal or something. But no, it was a bit of a messy game, but it's expected, isn't it? We're already comfortably top of the league, top of the Champions League table. And on we march. We can talk about our potential opponents, because I think we've got the 4 teams that we could be facing. It could be a touch of Brest, that we could be going to France, a short trip. It could be another short trip to Paris. And or it
don't take that off, because we don't want to see yours.
It could be another one. It could be another short trip to Monaco, which is Paris, and Benfica. I think all 4 we will take. I know there's a lot of people saying they wouldn't want PSG because of the wingers that they, and the midfield maestro they have in Neves. But I take all 4. I take any of the 4, Asim. I take any of the 4.
Well, you can't take PSG, Avi, man.
I like Glamour-Heiss. I don't think we have any fear against Luis Enrique's PSG.
I know we wouldn't have fear, but I think we don't deserve to have that sort of tie.
No, for me, I don't mind. Anfield under the lights, second leg at PSG, they won't be able to handle it. Dembele's seen it before with Barcelona. They can't handle Anfield. We've got Bradley Barcola. It'd be nice to have a closer look at him in the flesh. João Neves and Monaco have got some great players. Look, we're tracking one of their players. Isn't that exclusive? But it's not exclusive because I've said it before. Lamine Camara. It'd be nice for Taki Minamino to come back to Anfield, where he's done damage before with Salzburg. And then Brest and Benfica. Benfica we've met before. Benfica we met in 06 when we got knocked out by them too. When Sissoko had that nasty eye
I was
injury.
at that game and flipping Simau's top corner, man.
Simao and then Fabrizio Macaulay.
Macaulay, yeah, wow, Macaulay is a good finish, you know.
That was a Tala finish.
That was a hard game to go to. It was one of the hardest games I went to because we were champions of Europe, and that was a realization that, you know what, we're out.
I want to come to you.
There's nothing to fear, though. There's nothing to fear.
Unks, let's get the Unks message out of the way, because if you don't put it up, he complains. He says, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam to you.
Can he use lower caps now? Does he? He's I know he's 50 or 60 years old,
isn't it? It's Unks.
Oh, sorry.
It comes with his personality. It's loud.
Is it? I have to keep him up. Is it for uncle?
I want to talk to you about a player, Avi. I'll stick with you because you just come, and there's plenty of comments about him. McConnell, I thought he looked tidy throughout the game. He got pressed a few times. He beat the press a few times. He's got a pass on him, and he's just very efficient, isn't he?
He fancies a tackle as well, Asim. He likes to tackle. He likes getting stuck in. A good steady Eddie player, and someone that you could probably fetch 5 to 10 million for him, which is good money. He won't be. I can't see him being here beyond the summer, but he's a tidy player, a bit like Tyler Morton. I thought when Morton came on, and every time Morton has showed up for Liverpool, he's been very tidy in possession. Players like that who come through the academy, unfortunately, they might not make it a top club, but they'll always have successful careers. That's what you hope. Like a bit like Harry Wilson, who's had a very good career at Fulham, and previously, when he was on these loan spells at Hull, Cardiff, Derby as well. They always end up having a good career. But no, he's a very steady Eddie player. And look, they were counted on today. We might have not got the result that we wanted, but look, we depended on McConnell in the League Cup final last season against Chelsea. These players come in and do a job, and for every Bobby Clark, we have James McConnell this season. Bobby Clark and Lewis Kumas, it was last season, who were getting their cameo appearances, Jayden Dance too. And this season we're seeing more of McDonnell, and we're seeing more of the likes of Jayden Dance, Nalo, who I thought was unlucky. I thought it was definitely a red card. I felt for the lad though, because last few minutes of the game, the referee could have been a little bit kinder, but it's all good.
Gene, who's a better player, Morton or McConnell?
Well, yeah, sample size. What kind of question is that, first and foremost?
It's
sample size.
Yeah. Huh? We've not Avi's sort of like, but from what I've seen, look, how
can you ask about this? How can you say how many times have you seen Morton play and McConnell play? Sample size, and you're comparing the both. The marks, they're both academy players.
No, because I know how much he's seen of. I'm not saying obviously Morton or McConnell.
Avi, you can give an opinion on something from what you've seen. With respect, you can only see a couple of times.
Both of them will be Liverpool players in the future. Let's just say that. It doesn't matter who you're comparing, who's better one. They both haven't got a future here.
But that's a different question.
Sure. Go. It's your show anyway.
Look, I'll be honest with you, from what I've seen, I was actually quite I thought McConnell had a good game. There was a couple of times where he received the volley. We passed 2 players and went thingy, but are both of them probably Morton just? Now that's probably Avi's probably right, because I've probably seen a bit more of him than McConnell. I've seen McConnell play 3 times when he's come on in the FA Cup, maybe today, and maybe one couple of other times where he's come on. So you can't really say. Whereas Morton, you've seen a lot more of him play like 45 minutes here, the FA Cup, all that type of stuff. But I tend to agree with Avi Asim in terms of future. Can I see them these two making it this club? Probably not. But if they can go and fetch us 15 million, and Morton definitely will. It's you take that, you move on, and you invest. We will have to wait and see if that investment comes, but generally speaking, that's what happens. But yeah, look. Here comes Chris Khan.
I was just about to say
Tyler Busquets.
I was just about to say
Busquets.
Great timing, Mr. Khan.
He's definitely come at the right time.
In the house, and he says Mundeo, Kundeo, and he's been a big fan of Tyler Busquets, Morton. But I agree with you. I think Busquets, Tyler Morton. If we get an offer for him, Liverpool will sell. If we get an offer from James McConnell, Liverpool will sell one. But this is the FSG model, isn't it? If we can spin a few players and get 10, 15 million out of them, the academy needs to keep on producing. And Avi, he keeps on giving us names a couple of a year, and this is good for Liverpool, because especially when you don't spend a lot of money or money out of your own pocket, then you need a business within a business. And I think the academy is that for Liverpool. So I want to ask you another question, Sheen, regarding another player has come, or has been playing in the academy and made his name last season, Kwanzaa. There's been a bit of talk about Kwanzaa and his ability on the ball, off the ball. What did you make of his performance first tonight? Because McManaman, who's on the commentary, kept on saying he was a good he was really good today. He won a few headers in the air from corners, free kicks. I get that, but my main concern, and I know he's only 21, is he, Abby?
It was his birthday, 21, I believe, or 22, one or the other.
The chat, I'm sure, can tell us if he's 21 or 22, but we know where he is in terms of his education. I don't know how he's going to develop that mobility gene and the recovery. There's a few moments where he just looked really slow. And I'm there thinking, okay, am I being too harsh on the kid? Is he going to develop that? What do you make of it?
Asim, look, the thing with Morton is we saw Kwanzaa. We saw Kwanzaa play last season for at least 6 months. We saw a player there, and I'd say 90% of the fan base will tell you that all of us genuinely thought we found a fantastic centre back, right? He's still a very, very young kid. He's come in this season. It hasn't worked out. The first game in the season, it didn't work out for him. And then we've seen that, he took, that really did, he took a battering on a personal level for Kwanzaa. And then it took him time.
You think he's still suffering from Arnie Slot taking him off?
Not just that. But what I'm trying to say is, then he's had, obviously, look, he's had 4 and 5 months since then. He had, let's face it, this season he hasn't been great. There's been a couple of times where he's come on and made a difference. He played okay. But when he starts, he makes mistakes. We've seen him, whereas last season where we probably made about 3 or 4 mistakes, maybe a couple that led to goals. This season, when he's come on, I haven't seen him. I don't feel comfortable when he's in possession. I don't feel comfortable even at times when he's one-on-one. And I thought he'd do a lot better in them sort of positions. Yes, there's times when he's won headers today, but he lost the ball today, and then that led to a goal. At the highest level, I think you can't make them sort of mistakes. And he needs games. You can sit down. It's easy to say, "Oh, look, he's just been thrown in. He's centre backs with Bradley and Robbo, who's not really a centre back." It all adds, and it makes it a lot harder for him. But he still has to be able to produce, to be able to play for Liverpool in that centre back area. You have to be a fantastic centre back. Is he a fantastic centre back right now? No, he definitely needs game time. He definitely needs a loan. But are we in a position where we can send him out on loan? We've got Gomez, who's injury prone, Kanate, who's injury prone, Van Dijk, who's 33. We haven't gone into the market. So we're thrusting all our energy and all our confidence on a 21-year-old where he's going to have to come out and play. He gave Nalo a chance to come on today. It didn't work. But in terms of Kwanzaa, there's still a question mark. I understand there's still a big question mark on him. But a loan next season is 100% the idea. And I saw a comment, somebody mentioned Levi Colwill. That 1-year loan was fantastic for him. He turned,
he hasn't been great for Chelsea. He hasn't been great for Chelsea, though. He hasn't been
He's
great.
Been decent enough, man. He has been decent enough.
On the ball, he's been decent.
Not to where he was supposed to be, even at this age, at 21, 22. Colwill hasn't developed as we had hoped, or as Chelsea fans have hoped. There are still
first season in
a lot of
Premier League
in his game, and just with Kwanzaa,
yes,
I think Asim, look, we've spoken about Kwanzaa numerous of times this season already. He was fast-tracked by Klopp. Maybe it was out of Klopp's hand because we couldn't go into the market. Fair enough. We can talk about the ownership all day long. But he was fast-tracked last season. We did get ahead of ourselves. I got a bit ahead of myself. But he needed another loan. He went from League One and he got that jump to the Premier League straight away. I think next season we'll get him out on loan. He's definitely Liverpool material, just not yet. He needs about 2 years. He's 22 years old. That's amateur age for a defender, for a top defender. You look at the way Van Dijk was at 21, 22. He was at FC Groningen or wherever. He wasn't even at Celtic at that stage at 22. He was still figuring himself out. There are very rare gems like the Pau Kovacic right now, who's 18 at Barca, but he's making mistakes this all the season. Barcelona have had leaky defenses. Today, I give Kwanzaa a lot of. I cut him slack because he was partnered against a defender who's not a centre back. Robertson's not a centre back.
But that's not his issue though. Today's issue was himself.
If you're gonna play Kwanzaa alongside someone, it has to be someone like Van Dijk or Konate's ilk, who can be in his ear, just chipping away in his ear to do the basic things right. We saw it the other day when
Avi, if he's taking if he's taking an age to spin, I think it was later on in the second half. I don't know if they got a goal from it. I don't think they got a goal from it. It was a counter attack where the ball went just across him, but he was wrong-footed, so you have to move away from left to right, and he took an age, and he just managed to get the ball, but he shouldn't have made it that difficult. But he managed to clear the ball and came off the striker, and it went away. But I tweeted on the WhatsApp, I said his mobility looks dodgy. Well, it doesn't matter if Robertson or Van Dijk is next to you. Your mobility, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But look, I've rated him. I've rated him for the best part of 18 months. I still think he'll definitely be a Liverpool player. Just not yet. He needs a loan. And with mobility and stuff, yeah, sometimes a player aesthetically whether they're quick on the turn. Like Emre Can was slow on the turn. Some players that you just know that can't do that half turn and get away from a defender or make space for themselves. Kwanzaa might not have that right now, and it might be his body structured to a certain way, but he's certainly a defender who can read the game well, who can come out with the ball really well, who's good in possession, who can spray the ball. He's got good attributes to be a Liverpool centre-back. So we need to give him time. And game time is what he needs crucially. This one in every 3-4 weeks.
I'm worried about him, Avi, if I'm really honest. The reason why people are talking about Colwill, I think Colwill's been in trouble is because for the last month and a half, when Chelsea were good, they were controlling games better. The moment Chelsea don't control games better, the reason why Colwill is struggling is because when I think Cucurella goes into midfield and overlaps, and Colwill's responsibility increases on the touchline, and he's not good in wide areas. And I think is a similar problem where Colwill and Kwanzaa in controlled environments where they need to carry the ball a bit or play the ball. I think Colwill, in terms of passes into midfield, there's only one defender that's better than Van Dijk this year in terms of passes into midfield is Colwill. So you can tell what the idea is when he has the ball because
he's defensively
yes, in terms of ball manipulation is good. But when your right back is the Arnie Slot type of right back where he's more conventional, he gets licensed to overlap. When the game gets a bit stretched, that's not Kwanzaa's area of strength where he needs to win wide duels. He needs to get low. You're practically a right back. I think long term, he's more of a central centre back playing the Van Dijk role. Then obviously your aerial duels need to increase. Your ball playing, progressive passing into midfield needs to increase. He's got that ability, but I think the way at the moment he's not going to get ahead of Konate. Van Dijk has got 2-3 years at least in him at the highest level, especially if he signs a new contract. So I think at the moment, where does he play? If he brings a Hato, does Hato go in that Van Dijk role and do bits on at left back as well? If Trent leaves, do we bring another right back in? And Bradley and Trent can go because we've seen Kwanzaa at right back in cameos as well this season. So
he's not right. He's not right back.
I agree.
That was just a silly experiment against Newcastle, which again,
I agree.
Shouldn't have experimented.
But my main concern is I think once Slot is a massive, especially these coaches, modern day coaches, Avi. If you're not great in duels, these coaches don't like you.
Yeah, but
especially I think wide duels, he's not the man for Slot, and I'm worried whether if the Liverpool get an offer of 25-30 million at a stretch, I think he could be sold.
You're not going to get that right now. Not at 22. You're not going to get that kind of money.
Why not?
Newcastle was sniffing. You're not going to get 25 million for Kwanzaa right now. Come on. You had Bachaban. You had to throw it a little bit. Have a bit of common sense.
25 million. Ben Doak, Liverpool wanted 25 million. I think they're at 20 million, are we?
You wouldn't sell him. Give him a couple of years and then make the decision. If he was
We
24,
haven't got a couple
25,
of years to
if
live.
he
We've
was
got to go and sign
no,
players, man.
they build in the summer. If he was 24, 25, I would be.
They will in the summer. Pure I told you
was-
they're going to sign in the summer. Lies.
If he was 24, 25, if he was 24, 25, I would worry. I would worry if he was 24, 25. But look at Lenny Euro. Lenny Euro got stretched out by that Kamaldeen Sulhana player of Southampton.
Suleimana.
In and out. Suleimana. In and out. It doesn't mean that you write him off.
No,
Lenny
no,
Euro
of course.
So let him go out on loan for a season, and then you make the judgment call on him.
Because
You don't make it
Mosing thinks we can get 20, 25 million, are we?
from who's going to pay 20, 25 million most.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the
English tax,
Let's ask
man.
the
You've
chart.
got English
Let's ask the
tax.
chart. If Kwanzaa leaves in the summer, guys, how much would Liverpool realistically get for him?
You'll get loan offers from him. He's not played enough football to get offers of 20, 25 million.
He's 22. He's English.
He plays for Liverpool. Yeah, we saw Solanke and these guys for 28
Plays for
million.
Liverpool.
Yeah, come on,
Plays for
man.
Liverpool. He's played like 25, 30 times for Liverpool. And
Yeah,
he
how many
plays
times did
9
Solanke
million.
play? How many times did Solanke play? Go on. No. How many times did Solanke play?
for- Yeah, Solanke had
How many
potential.
times did
yeah.
Brewster play? How many times did Brewster play?
We won't get that. in the summer.
Chop.
Okay, we'll
We
come
get
back.
our money, man.
Asim, pin this. He's not going to be sold in the summer.
No.
Believe it or not.
I'll be honest. I don't want him sold. I want him to go out on loan. I don't think really we want him sold. Ideally we don't. We know there's a player. Look, I believe in him that there's a player in there. I just think he needs a year to prove to me again that he's good enough to play for this club. Send him out on loan.
Luciano Sepp van der Berg also had 2 good seasons abroad. That's why he got sold for
Yeah.
good money.
Okay, but this is what I'm trying to say. If he goes out on loan and he plays, alone in the Premier League, plays for a decent club, gets the minutes behind his belt, he'll be a lot more proven playing for the right sort of team. It makes sense. Then you bring him back and you'll see his level.
Howard Bellis is a lot better than Kwanzaa right now.
Who?
Howard Bellis is a Roy Keane's son-in-law. That Howard Bellis, he's a lot better than Joel Kwanzaa.
Okay.
Come on, guys, he's 20.
Let's go to another. Let's go to another player.
Hold on, I'll let you go. I'll tell you when to go. He's 22 years old. Send him out on loan in the summer. Let him have a full season in the Premier League team, like a Leeds would be great. Leeds come up, give him to Leeds for a season, and then you make the judgment call whether he's ready or not. I believe he'll be fine. I believe he'll be Liverpool quality.
Well, let's talk about.
I also do have an exclusive.
Oh,
Please, I mean, this guy's. I think this guy comes on every show and gives me an exclusive bullshit.
At the end, no, I haven't done that. At the end of
are you gonna give us
Every
exclusive?
show
bullshit?
now, bro. This people are gonna be taking the piss out of us, man.
No.
End of the show.
No, every show is giving us bullshit.
Huh?
End
No,
of-
no, he's not.
Where have I given you bullshit?
He's got a
You
nice
give me
smart
about
shirt on.
25 bloody every show now. You're trying to give us exclusives, bro. Every show, Avi.
Jarrell
Gene, he's got a nice smart shirt. He deserves an exclusive today.
I'm ahead of every media outlet on the Hater News, okay? And I've been pinpoint correct. I've been pinpoint correct. You just don't want to give me the flowers.
I always give you flowers. That is a lie.
I will
When
have
he
a-
is right, I say, do I not give him flowers? I give him more flowers than anybody out there.
This is why Sarib's upset with you, because you keep interrupting.
Me? He's upset with you.
Asim-
I'm gonna fight with you, not me.
Asim, give me
I'm listening to you.
Asim, give me 15 minutes. I'll release the. I need 15.
Oh, 50
to
minutes.
release the
How many
exclusive.
likes are we on? Tell me, Gene. You're the like
If
counter.
this is right. Listen, now I'll push for the exclusive as long as it gets me likes.
Yes, Baba.
He's in now. He's in. Before you just hold that exclusive. I wanna
65, man. We got 230 people in here. There's only 65 likes. Come on,
Oh,
that is
the people-
ridiculous.
They don't deserve an exclusive.
You
If
know,
it
come
doesn't
on,
go
guys.
over-
You gotta smash the like button now, man. Avi's
You know-
giving you a worldwide exclusive.
Abby,
bullshit,
you,
yeah?
let me ask you a question.
Ayaz, Mr. Ayaz Khan, thank you for tuning in. Nah, man, Kwanzaa not good in the year. 22 is not good enough.
Listen,
Where was
let
Van
me
Dijk?
get a drink.
Hold on.
Let me get a drink.
Where was Van Dijk at 22? Ayaz Sab, was Van Dijk ready for the top level? No, he wasn't. You've got to give these defenders, especially, they mature later on, they develop later on. So come on, man, let's have a bit of common sense here, please. Do you know who's man of the match today?
My boy, Federico, man. Honestly, I thought he was Liverpool's man of the match today. I thought he had a good game. He's showing a lot of signs. Avi, he will come good. I'm telling you. I know people doubted him. This is that. We just need to get this guy fit. Who's your man of the match? I know you only got glimpses of it, but who did you think?
By size, I would have said Chiesa too. I thought Jaden Dan's worked hard enough. He looked a bit short
No, he
today.
wasn't good. It's short today, definitely.
Short. Bradley, I thought was okay. Delivery could have been better, but I thought he was okay. He was good with the ball. I liked him dribbling with the ball today. I think he's very direct with the ball. James
Avi, you
McCullough.
made a controversial statement again. In all seriousness, you can see why Harvey Elliott isn't fancied by Arne Slot or his coaches. We will talk in the summer. Blind faith by most. I see you bums. Can you explain that, please?
I don't think Harvey Elliott's got a future at this football club. He can have
He's only 21 though.
I admire his admiration. I admire his passion. I admire his love for this football club. But Arne Slot's going to make some ruthless decisions.
So he's ruthless with Harvey Elliott. He won't be ruthless with Kwanzaa.
I think Kwanzaa will get a chance to go out on loan. I think with Harvey Elliott, because of his physical attributes, and he's not going to do much development in terms of growth or power in his legs, I think a decision's already been made with Harvey.
Why can't he develop?
Yeah, he's 21.
Not for me. Kwanzaa hasn't Kwanzaa got a physicality issue at the moment?
No, he's 6'1", 6'2", isn't he, Kwanzaa?
That's his frame.
He can build out more as a centre back. Harvey Elliott is going to remain. Harvey Elliott is not going to grow into a 6-foot player now. Slot likes tall players in his midfield. Whether you look at Feyenoord, I know he had Orkun Kokcu of Feyenoord, but that was different. He was more in and out, and he had a lot of running ability. He covered kilometers even for Benfica. Where I know he's gone to Portugal. I think he's Benfica.
Wow! Look at this! Look at this! It's an Arsenal fan, a big Arsenal fan. Knows his football. Elliott in that right half space has better potential than Odegaard in that position.
Where was Odegaard at 21?
He was out in Sociedad doing good numbers, I think.
I don't think he was. I don't think he was doing good numbers.
Yes, he was.
At that time.
Check where he was. He wasn't at Heerenveen. I think that was a little bit before.
He's 26.
Tell me.
He's 26 right now, Odegaard, yeah.
That statement is...
Talk to me about that statement.
There's a lot of people that think Elliott's going to be his long-term futures at Liverpool. And I get some people are happy to be a squad player, but there'll come a time where he wants first-team football. He'll want a little bit of assurances, regardless of the words that he's saying right now. Asim, he's not going to be a Liverpool. He won't be a Liverpool player come summer. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but I won't be on Harvey Elliott.
I get a feeling you don't want him to do well.
Why wouldn't I want a youngster to do well? Yeah, come on, he's British. I want him to do well.
Because you want to retweet. You're going to retweet in 6 months.
Yeah, because
you want to retweet. I told you so.
I told you so. I see you bums.
There you go.
That's my claim. That's my claim. I want to be proven wrong by these youngsters, yeah. I don't want them to fail.
No, I'm only joking.
I don't want you to fail as in your profession or G9. I don't know what profession G9 does. 1 minute he's selling chocolate, 1 minute he's selling cookies or brownies. Pata hi nahi koi.
Mr. Wonka. Mr. Wonka.
Mr. Wonka. Chankla. So look, I don't want RBA to fail. I just believe that he's not fancied by the coaches.
Gene, he goes. He's not fancied by Arnie and his coaches.
Look, Harvey Elliott, I see that. I genuinely believe that he stays at Liverpool. I know that right now people are saying a couple of weeks ago when he didn't get that start on that right half space position, I did find it quite baffling. But I want him to start. I want him to get the games. He will get time. He ain't going, Avi. I can't see him leaving. Maybe there's a question mark, but I think little things matter. The English quarter matters. He's English. He's a boyhood club. You still need some players in the squad that have this. And Harvey Elliott on the ball is quality at times. Today he was shite, if I'm honest with you. I thought he made a lot of mistakes on the ball. He didn't really give us what I wanted. And then he moved out to the other side and he was worse. But he is a quality player, especially to bring off the bench. Last season, Avi, he showed glimpses where he'd come off the bench and actually be the difference on many occasions. So, look, I want him to start. I want him to stay. I want him to be a squad. Sometimes, Avi, you need good squad players. And maybe he is one of our squad players that's happy to probably play in the squad, probably happy to get his 15 to 20 games a season. And then in a couple of years' time, if he develops, fair play. If he doesn't develop, but he still needs to develop in that position as him. That is 21. he still needs to take his game to another level where I feel as though he has to be able to start running the games. Meaning, not saying completely run the games, but be more effective, be involved a lot more. Where the game's sort of going through him, especially if you're going to play in that 10 as him, you have to be able to control the game a lot better than he does as of right now.
Gene, how many likes are we on?
Right, okay. Is it exclusive time, Asim?
Did he think he was good today? Do you think Elliot was good today?
I think
I
I thought he started all right in the right half space where he was picking up positions in the pockets.
91. Come on, guys. At least get it up to 100.
Get it up to 100 and we'll have the bomber.
And then Avi will give you his bullshit.
I think no, it's not about that. I think it's no surprise, and I'm saying this because I know that the club are big fans of Georgiou Sudakov, and I keep mentioning his name now like an idiot every week in, week out, and I will keep mentioning his name because Sudakov is very much liked by Liverpool, and he can play in the half spaces. He can play left side of the midfield three. He can play right side of the midfield three. He's very direct. He's got running power. So it makes me think who would be the one that gets
How old is Sudakov?
22.
How much would he cost?
40 to 50. You know, Ukraine clubs, they negotiate well.
So you
Five
think
to go, boys. We're on 95.
so you think he's gonna come and play the Szoboszlai role, and Curtis is gonna do more shifts on the left?
It could be Curtis that could get his marching orders too. I'm presuming in the summer, as just a presumption.
How many players are we gonna sell, Avi?
Presumption, Morton goes, Endo goes, Elliot goes for me. Those three, I think, go.
Morton,
Endo, and Elliot. Which leaves us 2 to 3 short.
and then you think there's a question mark against Diaz. There's a question mark against Jota, Nunes,
Salah, Van Dijk, Trent, because all three are leaving according to him. He thinks he's playing FIFA, bro.
The great reset.
Really, he thinks he's playing FIFA. He thinks the half our squad. He thinks we're signing 10 players at this rate.
Avi, you called it a reset last show. Sorry,
he's lost the plot, Mira.
Gine, the great reset. The great reset is coming.
Oh no, the great bullshit you're gonna come up with right now. Go on, give us your exclusive bomber. Go on, mate. I'm waiting for your bomber.
I'm not going to mention anything on Hater. If you want anything on Hater, just go on my Twitter timeline.
Just look at his name.
But another player, and I know Richard Hughes was the sporting director, whatever you want to call it, at Bournemouth. So I know we've shifted from Kirkis, as reports suggest from big journalists from Ornstein and Joyce, who say Kirkis is maybe not the one for us anymore. We do like that Dean Huijsen, the Spanish international.
Left-sided centre back.
Keep an eye out.
I would do anything to get that player in. Right?
And I think
we ain't signed, bro. They are gonna demand Rogra, and you don't have the Rogra
as well.
You're wrong, Zariani, yeah, but you're wrong, Gina. You're wrong. He has a 45.
Hayden says he's Danish.
He's Danish.
He plays for Spain though.
Does he?
I'm pretty sure he's a Spanish international, Dean Huijsen, yeah. I know it's weird. I think he's a Spanish international. He has a release clause, yeah. What he just mentioned, he's got I think 15 million pound release clause. So
15?
50,
no chance.
50.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't tweeted that either.
Avi, can I just say, I would throw 50 million at him.
What I would say, I watched him against Newcastle.
That would be on top of Hato.
I worry about if he's got the attributes to play on the halfway line on a weekly basis in terms of recovery pace.
I need to see more. It's just a name I got given today by source. Yesterday, but we didn't do a show. We didn't do a show yesterday.
Who's his source?
I'm not going to reveal it. If I reveal that, why would
Mint sauce? Chili sauce?
No.
Those Asians, we like a bit of spice.
It was the pistachio Dubai sauce. That's what it was.
Pistachio sauce, man. Get it? Like you should have said that.
Ash is asking how much we spending in the summer.
So you're not. This is nice office rocker.
No. Listen, I'm going with Huijsen, Hato for the summer.
You rather add another player that starts with H. Go on, give us one.
No.
Triple H in the summer.
Listen, I'm
His
being
backside sauce.
for the summer, for the summer. Keep an eye out.
Azad supermarket.
Avi, come on. The comments will be thinking
Oh, this comment.
you're just
Go on,
whacking
go.
out a
Azad,
load of names, Avi, now.
Listen, pimping ain't easy, okay? Please. Listen, look at son. Look at Damien.
You know what? I'm gonna put it past these two, Damien.
Kashin
I'll be
Kare.
honest.
Guys, when I tell you, when I I'm in the office. When I tell you, Liverpool are going to make big changes in the summer, they're going to make big changes.
That's not an exclusive, Avi. That's not an exclusive, Avi. We could tell you that.
I'm telling you that we like Dean Huijsen, and there's nothing's happened, but we like him a lot. So it's not Kirkes. We've moved from Kirkes.
Okay. Tell me, I didn't put that up, by the way.
I did. I did.
Gene, talk to me about Dan's. I thought he was a bit quiet tonight. Julo, any more exclusive before you go?
No more.
What happened to Monday? You said something's going to happen on Monday. It's bloody Wednesday now.
Look, we're trying to confirm the hater deal like we did Konate in March of 2021. We're trying to do that right now for the summer so that we can confirm and put ease to all the fans that think that there's not a rebuild. We're trying to confirm the hater deal. And it won't happen in January. It won't happen in the next few days, but we're trying to confirm it in the next month or so for the summer. But hater deal.
Avi, stick around. We're wrapping up in 5. Wrapping up in 5.
No, it's the Lunar New Year today. Lunar New Year, so I have to celebrate with the Asians from Far East.
Enjoy yourself. Have a good one.
Friday.
Friday.
Do I end the stream then?
No, do not end the stream. You say off.
No farting today, boys.
Yeah, don't go off.
Sharon says Dan struggled today. He needs a loan. Gene, do you agree?
He did struggle today, if I'm honest. Asim, I'm his big fan. You know that. He struggled even in his hold-up play. His touches weren't that great. In that link-up, I wanted to see him link up more. But it wasn't the easiest game. And somebody mentioned earlier, I was reading that, he was up against experienced defenders that probably know how to marshal him. And he did actually struggle, Asim, today. But, a loan, yeah, that makes sense. I get it. Maybe a year's loan, for him to go out. I get it. But right now, guys, do we have the depends on the sum if you actually bring in a striker. If Nunes goes and we don't really sign anybody, we know we can't really trust Jota with his injury record. Diaz has had stints in the forward line, hasn't fully worked. So you're still gonna, again, we're back to talking, what do we do? Logical discussions. But it's weird because I really like the kid and I really want, and there's another one that I really want to succeed. But a loan for him.
And you see him going out on loan in the next 3-4 days?
No.
Even with Chiesa showing.
We will not
progress.
I can't see Liverpool taking any chances with anybody right now, Sim. The only people we might take a chance on loans are the Tyler Moore, maybe even not Tyler Moore on Asim. McConnell, maybe that type of level sort of player alone. I just simply don't think Liverpool will take any chances. They'll keep all the players.
Nathan is pretty reliable. He doesn't chat rubbish. Slot said he's meeting with Richard Hughes tomorrow to discuss players going on loan. Maybe he can discuss players signing new contracts as well. Do we get a Sajar Bomber? No?
There's no Bomber for me, mate. I don't talk shit.
Big game on the weekend, Sheen. You nervous?
Quietly confident, man. I always am, though. Look, I'm not going to lie. There are some sort of nerves. They're on a rich way in a form. They're playing well. We've seen now, especially over the last 2 games, Newcastle and Forest, they battered them both to an extent. And it's going to be a difficult game. The next two away games, I've always said these 2, and I'll probably be, if we can get 6 from the next 2, I think we're well on our way. But it's so important that we get the 3 on Sunday. It'll just give us a huge lift. Getting 3 in that game, being 9, then Arsenal have got City the next game, which is not going to be easy. So it'll be interesting to see. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling. I've just read a tweet about Bournemouth. Sorry, I'm confident, Gene. I think there'll be some scary moments. They're
Yeah.
really probably arguably one of the form sides in the league. I think even Guardiola was mentioning the style of players, and he goes, "This is modern day football. How Bournemouth play." He mentioned Bournemouth in terms of
Wow.
styles, so you have to give their manager a lot of credit. And Richard Hughes as well. I think about a week ago when they beat Newcastle 8, and they've had 12 players. I don't know if they were first team players, but 12 squad players. A lot of them first team players were out, and the 8 out of the 11 that were starting were signed by Richard Hughes. So it shows you when he's given some money to spend, he can bring and find some talent. Whether he can, that is his forte, and maybe finding the next level of player to be the next Salah, to be the next Bobby or Mane. That is a different level. Finding a player for the Bournemouth level and then making them into a 30, 40, 50 million players. Liverpool needs someone to go from 40, 50 million to 100 million because we want to win titles. But in terms of how they're playing, I think it's a really compact pitch. It'll be fast at times. I think it'll be basketball at times as well because they'll want to create it. That's their strength at winning the ball really high up the pitch. But I think we'll catch him. I will catch him. I
Yeah.
think
I think that's
Anfield, they had about 9 shots as well throughout the 90 minutes, and I'm confident we're still one of the, if not the best teams on the counter attack, and I think we'll catch him with Trent playing a pink. Cody's still keeps his form up today. Salah obviously is Salah, and I think Darwin will have a role as well. Maybe 20 minutes off the bench. I can remember in a cup competition about maybe last year, was it?
Yeah.
They scored a cracker coming from the left hand side and ran to the away end on the left. I think he'll have I think he'll have a role on the weekend. While the thing says, did he get injured? No, the talk is he was supposed to play, but he fell ill, so that's why he didn't play. Hopefully, he's fully fit for the weekend because I think we do need him, especially with Jota not fit now. Regarding the loans, they've just seen a tweet from Lewis Jean. He says he'll meet Richard Hughes. Obviously, we know that from Nathan's message. He says, but wants James McConnell to stick around as he was very impressed with him tonight. So McConnell's not going anywhere.
I think, look, there's talk about Bajicic going to Las Palmas, and maybe that's probably one of them, and maybe one more. But who else can you really send out on loan? Really, Dan's? I don't think Dan's goes. I just don't think. He's just going to keep all the forwards there this season. He's not going to take any chances. He's going for a title. We're going on all 4 fronts. He ain't taking any chances. He's going all out. He wants to keep all the players. Obviously, McConnell, even Asim, he wants to keep McConnell. That tells you something. He wants to keep all his players, as many players as he can.
Yeah, Shanti says Nalo goes. I think
maybe that maybe might be one. Okay, fine.
Okay.
No, Nayoni, no chance he ain't going.
Okay. I think man of the match.
Federico.
Yeah, I think I can't see past. He is well, McConnell, I think, ran him close. I think he was decent. Gene, if we beat one of the 4 teams and we progress to the quarterfinal, we will get one of Sporting Lisbon, Atlanta, Dortmund, Club Brugge, Lille, or Aston Villa.
Oh yeah, bro, that would be the perfect. Guys, that would just miss out on PSG. That would really be an unbelievable route so far, Sim. You can't really complain, man. Come on, I would jump on that right now. Honestly, Asim, even if it's PSG now, to get that in the quarters, we have to be unbelievably happy. Think about it, Asim. Man City have got Real or Bayern Munich in the next round.
Yeah.
So one of them are down and out. So hopefully it'll make it's made our thingy. Yes, we might get PSG, but if we don't, we've got 2 ties from the teams that you would take all day long. And especially if the second legs are Anfield, put Lijao, mate. Nobody's doing us over, mate. I'll tell you that right now. We'll be strong in this Champions League.
Okay, brilliant. That's the wrap. Nearly an hour. Hope you liked it. It's always a bit of a waffle, but here we are. We're supposed to waffle for an hour. We were supposed to go for 30 minutes and we ended up waffling for about an hour or so.
Because we had the waffler on. He
You had
took
the
bloody 20 minutes of our time, half an hour of our time.
the exclusive waffler. But
Yeah.
maybe I don't know. I just want him to get one right, Gene. I want him to get one right.
To be fair, Asim, look, I don't want to give Ava going, but he has had a few right. Diaz, the Zubimendi, he's got them right. The gate, yeah. But
Yeah, to be fair.
to be fair, I'm giving him credit, and I always give his flowers. And even like to be, the Diaz one, the guy, he was bang on. So, but he's come up with a lot of shit at the same time. So, sometimes I have to. I enjoy having a go at him. I enjoy, take going to town on him. But you know what? If he's right, sometimes you gotta, hold your hands up and say, "Fair play, mate."
Gene, my mouse has gone empty again. So just take that comment off the screen. Just before we go, we had this conversation. It was a difficult question, Alamin. He's asking the same question that Kibriya asked last show. If you had to keep one out of the three, Trent, Salah, and Van Dijk, which one are you keeping? Are you sticking with Salah?
I will always stick with Salah.
Why?
I just can't. I love him that much that I can't accept it. I'll be honest. And this is nothing of Van Dijk. I love Van Dijk.
But is Van Dijk our
Dijk's
most important player?
Probably yes, probably. I can accept. I can. When people say that, Asim, I get it.
Why are you not keeping the most important player then?
Because Salah to me, Salah will give me 75% goal contributions. That's just the way it is.
But how can you replace Van Dijk?
That's the how do you play Salah? How do you replace 75 goals? You can say, yeah, you'll bring in a Rodrigo. Even if you said to me, Sad, I'm going to give you Rodrigo from Real Madrid, who's probably still going to cost you 100 million quid, right? Who is he going to give you 75 goal contributions? No chance. So it's easy to say. I get it. I can get people to say Van Dijk. Yes, he is. And I can understand, though. It's easy to say Van Dijk, but Salah is still up there. But look, I actually accept that Van Dijk's probably more. We need probably Van Dijk more because it's difficult. It's really difficult to replace a player like Van Dijk because he is probably the best defender ever in the Premier League history. Well, Salah, you can say is then you're comparing him with the player that we argue that Salah is the best player in the Premier League era. Van Dijk's the best centre back of this generation of the Premier League era. And then you've got the player who has been the best player in the Premier League era.
Alamin says output players exist, Gene.
Probably do.
Even if you have to buy two players to get what Salah gives, you buy two defenders, you still don't replace Van Dijk, Gene.
You be replaced with respect now, Asim. When Bobby Firmino left and I think Mane left, we replaced them with Jota, Nunes, Gakpo, all these players. The man still gives you 75, still giving you 75%. If you take that away, where do your goals going to come from? It's easy to say that, okay, there are other players that, okay, bro, because you know why?
Is there an argument?
If he was at 40%.
Hear me out. No, hear me out. Is there an argument Liverpool's style is to provide Salah and his output is crazy because he's Salah and nobody can get those numbers? I get that. But do you think we supply him more, and once he leaves, our dynamic will change a bit, so others can bring this out.
The dynamic that there's no other player that's going to give you 75%. You're talking Lionel Messi flipping sort of numbers here, man. In terms of what he does, Salah is not just about we're playing for him, yes, but he creates goals. He's the top in terms of our assists as well. So we believe putting. You're telling me Arne Slot has put all his eggs in the forward line in Salah, saying, okay, you're the creator, you're the one that's going to get the assists, and you're going to get the goals. So he's doing everything.
I was just playing devil's advocate. I agree. You can't go against the king. You can't go against the king. I know what you're saying, Alamin. I know what you're saying. We won't see another Van Dijk, but you won't see another Mo Salah. But I think we'll soon find out, won't we? In about 2-3 years. Who was more important? But until then, just enjoy him. And the king is ours, and the captain is ours as well. And long may it continue. But thank you very much, guys.
And I mean, enjoy finishing second. again. I
They
had to
used
get
to
that in.
finish in second. Van Dijk,
That's why I
Saliba,
had to get there.
Inate, Gabriel. You know, even said Elliott is better than Odegaard today. So maybe he's become a Liverpool fan and a Harvey Elliott fan. But thank you very much, guys. It's been a brilliant conversation as ever, engaging chat as ever. And let's hope it's a big day. It's going to be a big day. Let's hope Liverpool are on song, and I'm sure they will. Good show. Thank you very much. Take care, and we see you soon. Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone.